the guru of Squad 00, the assassin like no other. Yes, I'm the best at what I do. One of the most notorious in YouTube anime and manga community. Don't doubt the infamy. Please, don't do it. Y'all see this? First, before I get into this, but before I go in on this, I must say, I really do need to get on more Toriko greatness, more Toriko related discussions. All right. I mean, I do kind of sort of discussions whenever I do live reviews of Toriko, but it is what it is. Standalone. I've done more on the correlated philosophical side, not the actual discussions related to the text itself, the manga itself. But that's for some future stuff. Y'all not here for this. Y'all here for the title. Is Acacia a villain? No, hell no, hell no, no, bro. Now, look. I will give y'all some credit, okay? Now, the video that's coming up right after this one, that's dealing with Shanks, this gonna be a different story than that one, okay? With this one, I'll at least give y'all some credit. I'll give you 20%. That's all I'm giving you. 1/5. Okay? 1/5. 20% credit on the possibility, on this quote unquote, it ain't no theory, okay? On this speculation, on this hypothesis, really, of whether Acacia is actually a villain. Now, I will, before I go off and debunk this whole endeavor, I will give the 4 reasons, the 4 common general reasons as to why people view or feel, have opinions, speculate as to why Acacia's a villain. Now, first and foremost, his, I won't say acquaintance, but his involvement, or the limited knowledge that we have with his involvement with the Blue Nitro. Okay? Point number 2. His shady history or lack thereof. We just don't know pretty much jack about him, okay? Point number 3. The words, the seeming deception, specifically in concern in regards to Midora, okay? And the flashback and other. Mainly when Midora was raising up and whatnot. And number 4, Froze's quote-unquote child, which is probably Froze's gourmet cells being resurrected. We're talking about Joa. Okay, these are the 4 most common. There's some other stuff, but those are the 4. Involvement with the Blue Nitro, the gourmet nobles. Oh, and by the way, in this video, in case I hadn't stated it, which I don't remember doing so, if you're not caught up to the recent, at this time, the recent chapter, I think it's 322, if I'm not mistaken, I would suggest you be caught up, in case of some spoilers that possibly will be in this video. So again, the Blue Nitro / Gourmet Nobles involvement, the deception with Midora possibility, Joa's arrival on the scene during the Cooking Island Festival and afterwards, in the air arc and whatnot. And what was the other one? I'm trying to remember what the other common one. Oh yeah, the unknown history of Acacia. Now, those all seem great and dandy, except there's 8 points as to why Acacia's not a villain. Number 1, Acacia has no, and I mean absolutely zero, connection, real connection to the protagonist. None. To Toriko. Toriko and Acacia don't have any, they have nothing. The best connection that they have is he's the adoptive, would it be grandfather? I'm trying to remember how this would work. Because you had Ichirayu would be the father, quote unquote, and then I guess Acacia would be the grandfather, the adoptive grandfather. That's all the connection. Toriko has never met him. Toriko has no links to him, hostility and otherwise. Acacia is not standing in the way of Toriko's goals. There is nothing that indicates that Toriko is. I mean, at this time, Acacia's not even an antagonist to Toriko. So this whole assumption that he's a villain literally is on wobbly legs at best. At best, okay? Point number 2, and moving on. The correlation with the blue nitro is completely unknown. Right in this recent chapter, okay, we see that pair, or Kaka was explaining, is either in chapter 321, 322, somewhere around there, that Kaka is like, yo, you know, he and Pair ate of each other's bodies in order to survive in Area 7, okay, because of the Sandrico in regards to Acacia, and in regards to Pair got beat up. I'm not sure if it was I don't think it was Bambino. Maybe it was Bambino, aka Bambino, the Monkey King. Hold on 1 second. Multitasking, y'all. Keep it real. Alright. But yeah, you know, we don't know. Other than that, we don't know the connection. Okay, there's another point I'll get to in a second. But yeah, we don't really know their connection. There's been a bunch of hints, and you could say he's quote unquote friendly. He could just be simply playing them. It ain't in a large realm of impossibility that he's playing them. We just don't know. We don't know enough information to be making it. Point number 3. How he spoke of the blue nitro to the 3 disciples, Ichirayu, Jiro, and Midori. Now, specifically to Ichirayu, because he didn't really talk to Midori. But what he was talking about was, you guys can't beat them. And I think he's talking about collectively. I don't think at the time they probably could have beaten them individually, because apparently at that time, or maybe it was probably a little bit when he was younger, Acacia was like, you know, he was on the same level, gourmet level, or at least in a similar ballpark to the blue nitro, to the gourmet nobles. He's like, yo, y'all ain't ready for that life. Y'all ain't about that life quite yet. So, you know, hold off. Don't be trying to do that. They too powerful, dog. These ain't can't do it with them. He's warning them not to encounter these dudes. If this dude is such villainous, why would he warn them? Why would he tell Ichirayu? I know he's the older brother, but Ichirayu's the kind heart of the group. Why would he tell him, you know, about the blue nitro if the whole goal was to be a villain? Unless Ichirayu somehow is now a villain as well. Point number 4. The goal of the blue nitro. The goal of the blue nitro, it's complicated, and we don't know the full extent. You know, it has to involve with eating earth and eating high quality ingredients. But the goal is also to the 5th point. The goal has to do specifically with, from the best I can go, is combating or eating what's within Acacia. Which leads to point number 5. What's within Acacia is a massive threat to the blue nitro. It is a huge threat to everything. It is a global threat easily. It is a probably at least solar system, if not galactic threat. From the indications, from the hints that have been dropped in recent chapters, right? Acacia apparently within him is probably the food demon that ate the sun. Kind of mythology situation. So yeah, he's a massive threat to them. Why would he be a villain? What benefit would going against Toriko, certain in the 4 Heavenly Kings as well as their squad, be when he's a massive threat to the blue nitro? There's a cognitive dissonance here, okay? There's stuff that logically doesn't add up. It really is foreign from one another. Moving on to point number 6. The situation with him and Froze going with him. Okay, Froze comes back. You know, she was still alive at the time. We're not going to get into the whole Midori situation. Froze comes back. Froze was not that kind of person from what we gathered. She was kind-hearted and whatever else. This is Acacia's chef/cook. Right? He's a Bishokyu. And with that being said, She comes back. You say kill her. If he was gonna kill her, like, he would have killed her off. Simple. They would have killed her off. Since God cooking, full control of the gourmet cells, but didn't do that. Acacia's been on. Moving on to point number 7. Froze is a problem with this whole theory about the villain aspect. Unless he was playing her, which is possible, but that's reaching. That's very much a stretch. Point number 7. Where has Acacia been? Acacia said vamos. He said deuces. Okay? He said deuces to this whole situation. What, he's been hiding out all this time with the blue nitro? Is that what you're really saying? He's been hiding out all this time with the blue nitro? My own thoughts is that he's prepping, he's waiting for these guys, and he's going to try to take out the blue nitro king. Because I don't think these are the only ones, I'm still of the mindset that there is a planet. I understand the Kaka's theory and whatnot, but I'm still thinking that there are off-world and whatever else from where the original gourmet cells came from. But those are just my thoughts. I could be mistaken. And the last point, the final point, last but not least, it's the fact that he gave at least to this point, the knowledge that we have. He gave all the world's rulers, kings, presidents, all that jazz, all the quote-unquote leaders, all the authorities in the world, God, the ingredient God. And being that so, he put an end to all the war that had been going on for like a century. Why would a villain do that? For no gain to himself, mind you. None. He brought forth an age of prosperity, abundance, and peace. Where in any of that is villainous? You could say, well, even the whole cooking the world thing, it doesn't add up logically. Now, like I said, I do give some possibility of Acacia being some form of villain or another. But the likelihood from at this point in the series, we cannot even make that claim to be credible because of all the information that is anti this assessment. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the matter. And please use logic, reason, facts, and evidence, okay? If you truly think Acacia is a villain, please present some points. Maybe I missed a few. I don't know. Alright, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Again, more theoretical discussions along the way.